Information Station 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 9 minutes after 10 o'clock. I guess we went long with Matthew, huh?
Yeah.
I made Brad wait. I don't like that. Feel bad. Feel embarrassed.
All right, I'll
Feel embarrassed. Brad Nimmo is in the studio, and just like Matthew, Brad has become a friend of ours, a friend of the station, a friend of the show, and a friend of the community. How many homes are in this community that have become the new homes of people who needed homes and for some reason or another weren't able to take the traditional route, and they went to Habitat for Humanity, and they now have beautiful homes that they helped build and, of course, are paying for, just to kind of re-underscore that whole part of what Habitat is about. And now there's something called Bowl to Build Bowl-a-thon happening this coming Sunday, right?
Yep, correct. This Sunday.
Brad is the president and CEO of Habitat for Humanity and executive director of Habitat for Humanity of Marion County. How you doing, Brad?
I'm great.
How did we meet? What was our first? How did we get to know you? Did we invite you? Did you come in?
I think it was way back when we did the first woman's build. I think that's when we connected with WOCA.
That was a real big one for us.
Yeah.
Because we
I think that's when I first started coming on the show and talking about Habitat was back during the
Well, when I
women's
say
build
we
day.
participated, I'm really lying. I just brought sandwiches. That's right.
Yeah, it was Robin.
And your sister
Robin and my sister Doreen. Yeah.
Slung hammers.
So you know what I would love about our community is that we have some creative ideas on how to raise money when we need to raise money. I mean, how many golf tournaments are successful? And a few years ago, I don't remember hearing about any of them. So you have a good idea, and somebody says, "Let's do that same thing," right?
Yeah,
exactly. Is Bowl-a-thon something new?
It's our third year, actually.
Third, okay.
Yeah, it's our third year.
And it was successful. So, but you started it. It was you guys who started it, right?
We started it. I don't know of any other major groups that are doing one.
How long do you have to do something before you can put a thon after it? If you're doing anything a thon, it usually means like 24 hours, doesn't it?
Well, I guess, but in our case, it's bowl as many games as you can between the hours of 1:45 and 4:30.
Okay, well, that's a thon.
That's a thought. So I don't know how many games you can get in. I guess it's how fast you can get around. But it's a great time. We are sold out, so sorry, folks out there that wanted to get in on it. We're pleased to say we're sold out. All the lanes are full.
Oh, really?
Yep. So it's pretty exciting for us to be able to fill up the whole bowling alley.
Oh, the whole alley is all 32 lanes?
Yeah, all 32 lanes are full.
Wow, that's awesome.
With 2 teams per lane.
Oh, wow, that's great.
And are you one of the bowlers?
Wonderful.
I am not.
No, how come?
Last year they dressed me up as a giant bowling pin and had me walking around.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
You going to do that this year?
Well, I'm hoping that our volunteer folks have gotten somebody taller and skinnier than me to climb into that bowling pin.
Was anybody else a bowling ball?
No, there were no bowling balls.
That would be humiliating. You're going to be the ball. You've got the physique for the ball. I would say, oh, man,
I don't want to be the ball. And then my wife would immediately say, diet time, Bradley.
Your wife is wonderful, by the way.
Is.
We never really spent time with her until like a week or so ago when we were at the Restore.
Yeah, busking.
She is a fabulous dancer. I guess we never knew that about her.
No,
She used to teach dance in her younger days.
She told us, yeah.
Yeah, she's
She's
quite
pretty
the
limber.
lady.
She's pretty limber.
Yeah.
How do you keep up with her?
Yeah.
I don't. I don't. Don't try anymore. Don't try anymore.
But she was so sweet. We were busking outside on the street. We had one lady gave us $2 and said, as long as this isn't for booze and drugs, you can have it. And I said, there's a sign here. It tells you what we're doing. And then so I said, well, let's go inside. It was air conditioned. People got it better inside.
Yeah, you two look like you are panhandling on the street.
Exactly.
I just lost my job this morning, so I haven't skinnied down yet.
When you approach businesses to be able to do something of this magnitude, how do they embrace you first? How do they keep from thinking, well, this is this real or not? Because so many organizations they have something shady about them, but not Habitat.
Well, I think that's the key, Robin. Is we bring the Habitat brand, which is a
That's
national brand worth
That's right,
several
yeah.
$billion in the marketing world. We're one of the most trusted charities in the United States.
Right,
We're very transparent all the way from the national to the local affiliates. Everybody's transparent. You can see what we do, who we do, and where all the money goes to.
Where does it go?
Goes to building houses.
Well, okay, and some people will say, well, I thought that the people who buy the houses are the ones who pay for the house. So,
They do.
okay, I know, and I know they do, but help answer that one question. Because
Well-
I've had that one question. How come there's a fundraiser for a group that doesn't give the houses away, they sell the houses?
Well, because we don't get as much back on what we call the Fund for Humanity, which is the mortgage payment. Because we're zero interest and the mortgage holder,
Right.
we make nothing on the mortgage.
Right.
So it's all principal. So although that does help with some of the product, we're still building.
And for those of you who don't know, we have a wonderful Restore in our community. Is there only one?
There is only one.
There used to be another one in Denellen,
There used to be three.
Oh, really? Okay.
And when the recession hit in 2008, we made a business decision and moved into one. And that's when Lorna took over. My wife took over the Restore, and it has taken off ever since. We're pushing about $30,000 a month over to
That's awesome.
to the building side of the
So to the one or
ministry.
two who don't know, first of all, we'll tell you where that is in just a second. But let me just imagine this. You walk into a high-quality furniture store. Let's just look at the furniture for a second here. There's more than just furniture. And you would expect to see X number of dollars on that dining room table or X number of dollars on that sofa. You look at the price tag and it says maybe 20, 60. It's like, holy mackerel, where am I? And you're at the Habitat for Humanity Restore. And these
right.
things are beautiful. Do you guys actually do anything to refurbish them, or are they donated in the condition we see them?
No, we clean them up and we touch up where appropriate.
Wow.
Some things.
You've got some really nice stuff there.
I think what differentiates us from a lot of other stores, thrift stores in the area, is we're very particular what we take. That doesn't always make our donors happy.
Yeah, because they want to
But
get rid of something.
We made a business decision a long time ago not to be the dump for somebody's cat haired,
I got you.
Right.
stained.
Do you take? Let me ask you this: do you take things like blankets, and I'm saying like really nice blankets and really nice quilts? Do you-
Yes, we have a linen room. I don't know if you saw it when you were there. We have a linen room where we take the better linens. Everything's laundered.
I'm
folded.
asking you for a really good reason.
You've got some?
Yeah, my mom passed away back in November.
Yeah.
And so Robin and our friend Doug and I, we went over and we cleaned the house out. And there was just a lot of stuff. And most of the furniture was taken either by family or we donated some to, there's like a church store in her community in Beverly Hills. And I boxed up bunches. I mean, my mom had these blankets that looked like they were brand new from like the American Indians.
Yeah.
And I was thinking I should do something with them. That's just too much for me. So, and I will not be offended if you say, I'm sorry, that's not what we're looking for, but we'll go through them and bring you the best of what we have.
Yeah.
No, we do take that. We have a whole linen room there where we do the quilts and the blankets.
I mean, everything is immaculate. My mom and dad kept everything perfect. So, it's a kind of probably should be an off-the-air question, but
No,
well, maybe somebody
please.
else out there has a similar situation.
That's exactly right. You'd be surprised how many estate donations we get.
Yeah, well, that's what this would be.
Yeah, some are great, some not so great. But we try to serve the community.
Yeah. Well, it is really cool how you know part of what you do that makes it work is this, not just radio, but I mean just in general. You're everywhere. I mean, everywhere I look, there you are.
Well,
I like on Facebook, for example. You're very on there. I mean, you're on there a lot.
yeah,
Not Lorna so much. She's invisible.
she likes to be behind the scenes. She often says that if I ever retire, that'll be her key to retire as well.
Oh, really?
She feels like she's really supporting me and by running the store, by taking that burden of having that.
So
right on my
whenever we
shoulders.
have a job to do There's usually parts of that job that just come naturally, and then there's parts that we kind of have to learn to like or learn to do well. Was the public relations part of your job something you did naturally and from the beginning?
Yeah, I've never had a problem with going out and especially things like this, being on the radio or being interviewed by reporters or magazines. I still feel, even after all these years, uncomfortable in a large group, for instance, like the Business After Hours with the Chamber. I always feel like I'm a little bit out of place when I go to these things. I always do, too. Yeah. You know, and they're great events and they're great networking. And after I'm there, probably 30, 40 minutes, I settle in and I find a couple of familiar faces.
Bob, you're describing me. That's exactly how I am. I'm much more comfortable like this,
right,
talking to you than if we go to, and we've done this thing like for the Literacy Council, for example, at the Hilton. There was this big spelling bee we were part of.
Right.
Every person there we probably knew at one point or another, but all of a sudden we felt, oh man, there's too many people here.
Yeah.
I think we settled down with Kelly Wright that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
One of the most wonderful things you do, Brad, is you're not just local to our community, but you're also over the Habitat for Humanity in a larger area. How do you manage to balance being local and then national?
It's a juggling act. I do it primarily because I have a great staff back at the back here if I'm traveling and on international business around the United States. I have a great staff that's, and we keep in contact. This is the electronic age, and I have my own little traveling office with me with printer and scanner and laptop. And
That's cool.
I can.
Do you have an RV?
No.
Would you like one?
Yeah, you got one? I'm always looking for a donation of an RV. For instance, I'm going to be in Atlanta for 4.5 days next week for a big U.S. Council meeting, and the staff will pick up, and we'll stay in contact on a daily basis. And it has really been a blessing to our community for me to be able to sit up at the HFHI Habitat International level, because being at the forefront of all policies and things that come out, we hear it first. And so we're able to bring that back. And I sit on the council. It's really kind of funny. I always joke about it. When they do roll call, I hear Denver, Dallas, Memphis, Nashville, Jacksonville, Los Angeles, Ocala.
That's funny.
All the big boys, and then there's me.
Yeah, but that says something about you.
But it's a great opportunity for me to bring back a great deal of information from other affiliates that have been successful.
It does say something about Ocala, because that same story applies to the Honor Flight guys, right?
Yeah.
Because they had the big cities all in there, and Ocala was it was number one for sending the most veterans to D.C., and now I think it dropped to number 2. I think Chicago beats us.
Beat it, yeah.
So isn't that amazing? I mean, it does say something about this little town here.
Yeah, I think people underestimate what they call slow cala. When we hit the ground in 2002, it was anything but slow, and it's been a ride ever since we got here.
So dazzle us a little bit with numbers. How many homes have you built so far?
157 homes. We're getting ready to kick back up. We're actually started rehiring some people. So we're looking for a great year this year. We made a great partnership with Bank of America through Habitat International, and they've donated at least 9 houses for rehabs.
Do you have any all-stars among the people who volunteer? And I'm looking for 2 groups of all-stars. The one who got a home through Habitat and then continued to volunteer to build other homes. Is there a person that fits that description? I'll start there.
Surprisingly enough, and I'd be honest, we don't see our family partners back.
They don't come very much
after they get their homes.
So what about the all-stars of the people who've never received a house?
Well, our all-stars are what we call our golden hammers. They're our retired guys, and they're out there every Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday.
Oh, really?
Swinging a hammer and stuff. They don't get near enough credit for all the work that they do.
Wow, that's cool.
They built all the...
How many guys are there in that group?
It can vary depending on the snowbirds and the season, anywhere from 6 to 15. But these guys are, they're all retired.
Wow, that's
and
awesome.
They love Habitat, and they come out and do it.
I wish we had a TV show. I'd love to go out there with TV cameras and kind of document that. That would be a cool special.
Well, they're very humble. There are two gentlemen in my church, and then I'll overhear them chatting with each other about the last build that they did and everything, and they're just so humble about it because they're not bragging to other people. They're just, talking to themselves and then saying what they're going to do the next day when they go out. And it's just to be, commended. You need a special person that does that.
I'm always amazed at their versatility. They grumble a little bit when I ask them to do some odds and things, but they'll get into some of the dirtiest rehabs, repos that we've gotten, and they'll go in there and they'll clean out just some awful places and turn them right around, and they look like palaces again when they're done.
Oh, wow.
And then just send them out and they build all the obstacles for the mud run.
That's right. Yeah, talk about that. You did that with Kelly. And
we did this over the past weekend. It was a pretty good success. I think it was a great first effort. I'm not sure what the numbers were. The paper said 4. I think it was a little less. Kelly and I'll get together on Friday.
400?
400.
400, okay.
I think it was a little less.
Okay.
Kelly and I will get together on Friday and kind of look at
but it'll grow. That's a super popular thing.
Yeah, and
here's my question I have about the wood. How do you prevent people who are sweaty, bare-chested, climb on a wood without getting splinters? How do you prepare the wood so that doesn't happen?
You don't.
You don't?
That's why they sign a waiver at the beginning. Yeah, unfortunately, and this happens at most mud runs, somebody's going to get injured. And we did have a girl, and she wasn't on one of the obstacles. She was just running along and twisted her ankle and shattered, I guess, I just heard from Dan that broke it in a couple of places and all the way up to her knee.
Oh, my.
That's
just
too
twisted.
bad.
So they sign a big waiver when they go out there,
So nobody had big splinters in their chest?
We didn't see, surprisingly enough. Yeah, surprisingly enough, it was very good. And I'll tell you what else. I know we're supposed to be talking about fundraising, but this was the first time I've seen that in my time here in Ocala. 4 of our family partners that are working for their houses, and these people aren't in shape. They could be a little heavy.
Gotcha.
They ran it. And they did it.
Wow.
And they did every obstacle.
Oh, wow.
They went out. Sometimes they walked, sometimes they ran, but they did the whole thing.
Now, did they have little electronic devices so that they could be checked to make sure they went through the obstacle or around it? Was there anything like that?
No, there's nothing. It's an honor system to do them.
Oh, okay.
And bragging rights. But obviously, I couldn't run the thing, but I had a 4-wheeler they provided me. So I went out and I watched our family partners do it.
Oh,
and I got pictures and things. So it was really pretty exciting for me to watch this group bond.
I like the fact that we have one here in Ocala. I think that's awesome. Robin's daughter did one. Where was that?
Oh, the Savage Race in Dade City.
Dade City. So.
Yeah, it's huge.
So huge.
Now,
unbelievable.
So it's going to grow.
So are you going to have another fundraiser after this one, after the Bowl to Build Bowl-a-thon? Is there another one coming up, or can we just send you a check to mark Habitat for Humanity on it?
We'll always take your checks, Robin. And the more zeros, the better.
The more zeros, the better. To the right, to the left of the decimal point.
That's right.
Right. Everyone knows the Burlington Coat Factory's coming.
Oh, yeah, that's
exciting. Some people are pretty excited.
That's right.
Well, the day before their grand opening the grand opening's October 11th. The night before, on October 10th, they're having a charity evening. And for $5, to Habitat, you can get a ticket. It'll give you 15% off, and you get to win the day before.
Oh, my
everybody
goodness!
else.
Oh, wow!
So I'll leave that with you folks.
Definitely leave that with us.
That's a good one. The
Holy
tickets are going
mackerel.
like hotcakes.
Oh my
We'll
goodness!
make sure those tickets are sold out.
Just have them give us a call at our office at 352-351-4663.
That's a good one.
And we'll make sure they get some tickets. And then the thing that we're really excited about is, again, one of the first ever in Ocala is March 1st. Wait for it. The first ever Ocala Family Strawberry Festival and Craft
Oh, wow.
Really?
Craft show.
Oh,
wow.
We're expecting to put 100 craft artists. This is a juried craft show, so it's not somebody selling Japanese or Chinese imports. These have to be homemade crafts.
Oh, that's going to attract people from all over.
We knew that Micanopy had one. We knew that Macintosh had one.
Right.
But Ocala didn't have a craft show.
No.
Right.
They have one out at, I think, on Top of the World and maybe the Villages. But we wanted one, so we're going to take over downtown.
Oh, that's
Wow.
great.
The new square, things. We're still looking for our music and our headline artists and so forth.
Wow.
But it's going to be themed, everything strawberry. I brought this concept back with me from Brevard County when I used to run the Brevard County affiliate. And chocolate-covered strawberry shortcake. It kicks off at
man.
6:30 with a strawberry pancake breakfast by
Oh, wow.
by the Kiwanis.
Wow.
That's March 1st, so that's not that far away.
No, so we're in the planning stage. We've got a fairly large committee. So you'll be hearing more about that, and I suppose I'll be in here doing some spots.
I
and
hope
getting
so.
Oh, yeah.
I hope so, yeah.
ready for that.
Well, that's our
Wow,
relationship.
that's
I mean,
awesome.
that's the least we could do to help you is to get the word out. I know somebody's on the phone waiting, so I apologize for making them wait. Thank you for being patient with us. You're on the air with Brad Nimmo.
Good morning. I'm calling about Ask a Lawyer or whatever. Do I have the right place?
Oh, you're just a little bit too early. He'll be on in about 5 minutes, okay?
Okay, and call back, in other words?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. John Fuller is the lawyer he's talking about.
Yeah.
He'll
You
be-
could ask me, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
Would know.
We'd probably both be in jail by morning.
You are really one of the movers in our community because you always make sure that everybody else is taken care of first. You always see the need before somebody else sees it, especially with the families when they come out.
Well, God gave us a finite time to be on this earth, and
Yeah.
my past has not always been the best, and I had my challenges when I was younger, but
I wish I knew you then. We would have had fun. Huh?
oh yeah, I was an animal back in the day.
No wonder you married a dancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we were pretty good back in the day.
Oh, funny.
But God has a way of getting in your life and turning it around, and
Yeah, man.
yeah. Someday I'll tell you the whole story, Lord. And I mean, she's retired Navy. I'm retired Air Force. We met in Naples, Italy,
Oh,
on
wow.
a joint assignment
Italy?
to NATO. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Spent 4 or 5 years there together before we came back to the States.
And where was home for you and her at that time? Were you both from here? I mean,
No, I was born and raised in Ohio, and then when I was 18, I headed off to the service, and I was out and about in the world for
and where was
years.
she born and raised?
New York.
Oh, you ended up
Yonkers.
in Ocala. Okay.
Yeah. And we ended up at Patrick Air Force Base,
Oh, okay.
and that's where I retired out of Patrick over in Brevard.
Brad, you're an inspiration to all of us. Thank you for what you do. Habitat is awesome. Our habitat is awesome. Not that the whole thing isn't, but we've got a bright, shining star, as you illustrated, with Ocala being named among New York and Los Angeles and the others. The bowl-a-thon is filled, so there's no real need to promote that, right?
No, although the silent auction, we got some pretty good stuff on the silent auction.
Oh, okay.
So if anybody just wants to stop by the bowling alley and put a bid in,
And that
they
would
can
be the
participate in that.
Galaxy West, right?
Galaxy West.
Galaxy
correct.
West. And of course, the other events that are coming up, we'll be sure to promote. And don't forget, go to the Restore. You will not believe the deal that you will get on some
Yeah.
great stuff. And soon to have some new linens, blankets, pillows that are beautiful from my mom.
926 Northwest 27th Avenue.
Thank you. I forgot to mention the address. Yes. Brad, thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
coming.
Robin. Always a
Thank you,
pleasure.
Brad.
We'll be right back.
Aliens? Aliens?
Yes, George. George, you're all wet.
I went to Devon Self Storage and put back my fishing gear.
Okay. You know Devon Self Storage is open early and you had all day to bring your fishing gear back, and they're right across from Hobby Lobby.
I know, I have my own code to get it.